What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Whiskey's Adventures. How's everybody doing? Doing pretty good, So I'm out for an overnighter tarp camp, winter tarp camp. It's still winter time here in the Carolinas, even though you don't see no snow. We don't typically get snow, but tonight's temps are supposed to get down to, I think it was 33 degrees, so Fahrenheit, so 1 degree above freezing. A little warmer than the last episode we camped on, but that's fine by me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hike out here, finding a good flat piece of land, and then I'm going to set up a tarp, and we're just going to sleep underneath the tarp tonight. Woo, folks. So I found a good spot right here. It's nice and flat. The wind's blowing that direction. So I'm going to set where the back of the tarp's facing that way so it blocks the wind. We'll have a fire right here in front of us. Probably do a long fire. The trail is all the way at the bottom of the hill down there. Is the Kings Mountain National Recreation Trail. So last episode at the Forest Road, I went that direction to go to that Gardner Creek, I think it was called, campsite that's in the middle of the forest. And this time when I got out of the truck, I come this way up the trail. Again, I've hiked this whole Kings Mountain National Recreation Trail. I got it all on video. I believe it's been over a year, I think, since I've hiked the trail, but I've seen all this, but I haven't camped on this side of the forest. I've always camped on that side of the forest where I normally come in on the trail at, so I figured I'd check out a couple spots through here. And again, I haven't tarp camped in a long time, so I figure why not do it now versus using my new hammock system I got, because you guys are going to see that for the next 7 to 8 to 9 videos, depending on how many videos I get recorded on my week-long trip. Because obviously I'm not going to record the whole trip and release it in one video. I'm going to break it up, either do a video per day or something to that effect. I haven't figured out how I'm going to put that all together for you guys yet, but it's not going to be one large video. Maybe at the end of the series, I'll combine it into one large movie or something. Who knows? But back to what I was saying. The trail's at the bottom of the hill. So I hiked up on the top of the hill and then come towards the back side of the hill a little bit more where the hill goes back down where the trail's not at. So when I have a fire, if there's anybody hiking or anybody walking by, they don't see me up here. They might hear my voice, but they're not going to be able to see where I'm at because I'm not visible from the trail whatsoever. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy a couple drinks of water. I believe the pack that my tree's on is where I'm going to put a ridge line, and there's a tree directly across from me. I'm going to hang a ridge line and then maybe do a lean-to type with my tarp. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm going to drink some water and kind of think how I'm going to set this up. And then I'll bring y'all back so you guys can see how we get camp set up. Appreciate everybody watching. Cheers. What's up, everybody? So we got camp set up. I set my rain flap up in a way where I'd have a floor basically, so I can keep have a place clean to sit because we are out in the middle of the woods. Been wanting to do a tarp camp for some time now. I thought about doing it last video, but I didn't. I wanted to break out that tent I had in the last video because I had a couple viewers that see my review video on that tent, and they wanted to see me use it a couple more times, so I figured I'd take that out next weekend. Every video from this point on for the next 6-7 videos is going to be my new hammock system I got from One Wind. I was going to bring that hammock system out for tonight so I could set it up and do everything else with it to make sure it's fine-tuned in for the week-long backpacking trip. But Mama Bear and Al Hunter brought up a good point. They're like, you know what, Whiskey, or Dad, or Hubby, they don't actually call me Whiskey. But anyway, they were like, you know what? If you do the hammock this week, and then you're going to have 8-9 videos in a row of nothing but hammock camping, and your viewers may get tired of seeing that. So I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to do a tarp camp, so let's just do a tarp camp tonight, and then that way the next 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, however many videos I get out of that week-long trip, you guys don't get so sick and tired of just seeing the same old hammock set up every time, right? Not to mention, I haven't done a tarp camp in, I think the last time I did it was on a stealth camp by a hospital. I built like a tarp TP style tent thing, which I believe that was what it was. So it's been a while since I've done it, and down here in the Carolinas in the spring and summer months and early fall, the critters and the bugs and the mosquitoes are so bad. Unless you got a bug net to crawl into, it's kind of hard to tarp camp. I mean, I guess you could, but you're going to wake up in the morning with little bite marks all over you. I'm not a huge fan of that because for whatever reason, the biting insects love me. And normally in the warmer months, when I come back from my trips, I itch for the next 2 weeks afterwards. So kind of hard to do tarp camping that time of year. So we are starting to go into spring. The temperatures are starting to get warmer down here in the Carolinas. So if I was going to do a tarp camp this year, I needed to get it done and get it over with before it got too warm. I think I hear light sprinkles on my tarp. And we were expecting a chance of rain tonight, which is why I was kind of wanting to do the hammocks. I don't normally like sleeping on the ground if there's chances of rain. I like to be off the ground. That way if anything gets wet or anything, I know I'm going to stay dry. But I purposely camped up on top of a hill because of the chances of rain. The only downside of that is because I'm not down in the valley. I really don't have no wind blockage. So y'all see me toss some leaves up in the air earlier in the episode, and I was just testing the wind, which way it was going, so I knew which way to put the back of the rain fly. So if it does rain, it doesn't come in my rain fly. It's going to hit my back, the wind. I'm protected from wind and rain this way. As long as it doesn't take off and start raining hardcore the rest of the night, we're going to have a fire in between me and the camera right there, about 3 foot in front of the tarp there. And I'm probably going to do a little bit of a long fire to help keep warm throughout the night, or at least until I go to bed and climb inside my warm bag. Yeah, it sounds like it's raining here on my rain fly. I can barely hear it. Just little patters on top of it. Well, folks, what I need to do real quick before I start gathering up wood is I got to call Mama Bear, let her know I made it to a spot that I was going to camp. I got camp all set up so she knows I'm not still out there hiking, potentially getting hurt. She worries about her hubby when I'm out here by myself. She really don't care she really don't like the fact that I do solo trips because I have nobody with me in case something happens. But I can't get Al Hunter to come out here with me every weekend because, I mean, she is a teenager in high school. She has a social life, and her whole life doesn't revolve around being in the woods. So she's got friends. She's out doing things with friends tonight. So either way, got to call Mama Bear, and I can hear the rain picking up. So I'm going to go ahead and call her real quick, let her know I'm good. Then I'm probably just going to see how bad it rains before I even start gathering wood. Because I'm not going to waste my time gathering wood if it's going to rain all night, and I'm not going to be able to have a fire. So we'll holler at you after I call Mama Bear. Holler at your boy. All right, everybody. So I got the fire going. I was debating on not having one. I've had some rain showers that's come through here and there, light rain showers. But what's got my concern is the winds that I'm dealing with. That makes me a little nervous about having a fire. But I was able to find rocks, so I could build me a horseshoe, basically, for a long fire in here. And I'll just have to keep a close eye, make sure no embers blow off or anything like that. I cleared out the leaves around it, so it should be good. But like I said, the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the wind. Winds have a tendency to spread fires if you're not careful, so I got to make sure I pay attention. But it's getting chilly enough out now that I want a warmth of the fire. I gathered up plenty of wood. That should be enough wood, at least get me until bedtime and stock it out one good time before I go to bed. I'm not going to stay up all night and keep the fire going all night long. Just like any other time I go camping, either hot stove, using a hot stove, or if I tarp camp, I maintain a fire right before dark up until I'm ready to go to bed. And then right before bed, I'll stock it out real good. And then I'll get my sleeping bag with the sleeping bag kind of opened up. And then I'll start watching Netflix or a movie I've downloaded or something like that until I pass out. And then when the fire goes out, it goes out. And if I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm a little chilly, I just close my sleeping bag up around me and I'm good to go. Water is a good deal down the hill here. So there's a very real possibility I will not have a fire tomorrow once I get up. But Mama Bear ain't picking me up until about 11:30, 12 o'clock. And normally when I camp, I get up really early, anywhere from 5 to 7 o'clock in the morning. So I may have an early fire just to take the chill off me in the morning and then let it go out. But if I do have a fire tomorrow, it's not going to be nothing big because I got to ensure it's completely out before I leave site tomorrow, so the forest doesn't burn down on my account. So if I do have a fire, it'll be a very small fire tomorrow just to take the chill out, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. But if I do have a fire, I got to make sure it's 100% out before I leave. It's a pretty small fire now, but I can feel pretty good warmth off of it. I don't think I'm going to cut up the wood here. I think I'm just going to lay it across the stones. When it burns in half, just kind of move it in like I did on the last episode, so I don't have to waste all that energy cutting all that down. It ain't like I'm feeding a hot stove or nothing else. But with that being said, there's plenty of big enough flat spots up on top of this hill here that it would fit any of my hot tents. I mean, I could have brought my one Tigress hammock hot tent. I could have brought my Palmolive 6X dome or X6 dome. Could have brought the other Palmolive or the locomotive. All of it would have worked up here. It's pretty flat land here, so I was a little worried when I was hiking in, to be honest, if I was going to be able to find flat enough land, because I knew where the terrain I was going into as far as the hike on this adventure. If I was going to have flat enough land not to sleep on the ground or whatever, not to be in a hammock, right? Because you don't have to have flat land for hammocks. We all know that. Or if you don't, well, if you sleep in a hammock, it doesn't matter what the terrain is. As long as you got 2 trees, you can level everything out where you need it and sleep in it. But if you're not on level terrain, you just got to be careful getting in and out of your hammock. You don't roll down a hill or something, right? Twist an ankle, get hurt, whatever. You don't necessarily have to have the flat land sleeping out of the hammock, which is why I'm bringing the hammock on the backpacking trip. Because your Rari, it's just all over the place, right? And I just want to guarantee that I know I'm going to sleep well, because that's a solid week in the woods camping. It ain't like a night out or 2 nights out and then I got to go home, take my shower, and get to sleep in the comfort of my bed. You're talking a full, solid Saturday to Saturday. Saturday morning to the following Saturday afternoon, roughly, is when she'll pick me up, of sleeping in the woods. So regardless, I'm taking the hammock on that trip because I know I sleep well in a hammock. To be honest with you, when I hammock camp, I get the best sleep I ever get. I actually sleep better in a hammock when I'm hammock camping than I do in my own really comfortable bed at the house. So, but like we said earlier, we didn't want to wear y'all out with the next 10, 12, 13 videos being nothing but hammock camping, so I figured why not do the tarp camp tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more wood to this fire and make sure I can kind of spread the coals out so it's a true long fire. And then probably within the next 15, 20 minutes or so, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking my dinner. I did bring my gas system and gas stove, so I wouldn't have to cook on the fire tonight. I'll probably just cook the Diddy more on the gas system versus in the fire because I didn't bring my pot set with me. I just brought my little water container and my coffee cup, and I'm going to be cooking Diddy more in the water container, my titanium water container, and then cleaning it out so I got, you know, a clean pot to boil water in for tomorrow. So I don't think I'm going to be cooking on the fire at all on this trip. Man, that wind's just blowing that smoke everywhere. If I didn't have the tarp up, it'd be blowing it all that way because the wind's coming from behind me. But with the tarp here, it's kind of circulating in here and circulating the smoke through the thing or whatever and going out. I guess I could have eliminated that problem if I'd have kept the fire pit farther away from the my tarp set up here. But I want to make sure I can feel the warmth of the fire once it gets dark, and I'm just chilling here on my sleeping bag the rest of the night. Tendency to have a fire a little bit closer when you're tarp camping or not camping in a tent or a hot tent or anything, right? So you can enjoy the warmth and be comfortable without having to put a bunch of layers on. So you can just see the smoke rolling in here out of here. It's kind of smoky in here, but it is what it is. I'm going to maintain the fire, then I'm going to get, like I said, get the dinner going. So that's the game plan. And it should be dark, I'd say, within the next hour. I mean, we're getting pretty close to 6 o'clock. I think it's just after 5, like 5:05 p.m., right before I started this part of the video. So it gets dark around 6:15, so I don't have much time left. So we'll make sure I get this fire going good so I don't have to worry about it, and then get dinner going before it gets too dark. And then if I get hungry later, then I'll just cook oodles and noodles right before bed like I did on my last adventure. But y'all didn't see that because I didn't even film that part. I think I was done filming for the night when I eat oodles and noodles on that last trip, which will probably be the same here. But done enough talking. Let's get this going. All right, folks. Doing Diddy more beef stew. I got a can right inside the lip of the fire ring that I created. It won't stay there. I'll make sure it comes out with me tonight. What I like to do traditionally, as a rule, is those cans, I like to burn them out throughout the night because it gets rid of the lingering smell, basically, right? So last episode, like I reported, there has been reports of bears or a black bear in these in Kings Mountain somewhere. I forget the trailhead they said they've seen it on. But so in all reality, I should probably not be cooking this and eating this right here at camp. I should have probably went down the hill somewhere and ate dinner and then come back. But that's why I wanted to eat before dark so I can make sure everything's cleaned up and all the smells are out of the area. Again, this ain't the smartest thing to do if there's potential bears in the area. But I'll just keep my head on the swivel and do what I got to do. But I think I got to move because the smoke keeps swirling in here because of this wind. So I'm going to eat my dinner now, folks. Woo! These winds. So Diddy more beef stew with some Taco Bell mild sauce in it and then salt and pepper. We got maybe, I'd say 15 more minutes roughly of daylight left. 15, 20 minutes at the most. Well, I'm going to eat my dinner, folks. I'll holler at y'all after dinner time. Holler at your boy. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Doing pretty good here. So, Whiskey is in the process, or just got done editing this week's episode, and a lot of the videos were either corrupt or missing. Something was going on. I don't know what's going on with my recording, my camera and stuff, but I lost a lot of videos, or a lot of video files were corrupt. So I did what I could to put this episode together for y'all because it was a fun trip for me, and I still wanted to share what I could with y'all. So I do apologize for the video abruptly ending the way it did, but that was all the videos that I could recover on my end. Now, if I later in the future, if I'm able to fix the problem or get the videos recovered, then I'll re-release the episode in its entirety. But I wanted to get something out to y'all. Mama Bear, Al Hunter, and Chloe Bowie, I want to thank you all three for running this premiere for me for this episode. And just so everybody knows what I'm talking about, at the time of viewing this, the premiere of this video, I am on day 3 of my Saturday through hike that I'm doing. So I'm not home while this is being aired right now, or why it's being premiered, to run my premiere and chat with y'all in the live chat. So those three are running the premiere for me, so thank you very much. Final thoughts of the camp. It was awesome. It was good to get out and do another tarp camp, because in the warmer months down here, I mean, you can do a tarp camp in the warmer months, but you got to have a bug net, because otherwise you're going to get tore up. So it was fun. Had a great time. Couldn't ask for a better trip. All of our channel members, thank you very much. As always, your names are listed below in the descriptions. If you're not a channel member and you want to support our work, you can become a channel member, or you can down below in the description, you can become a Patreon member. The channel member and the Patreon member links are below in the description. So anybody that chooses to do that, we greatly appreciate that. But if you want to show love to the channel without coming money out of your pocketbook, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up button and leave us a comment. Those 3 simple things, that's 100% free to our viewers, to any YouTube viewer actually, is a great way to help the creators that you follow and like. So please do so. I guess we'll see you on the next episode, which will be the through hike, which will be a multi-part series, just so everybody's aware. I think it'll end up being like 6-7 different videos, so stay tuned to that, and we'll see you on the next adventure, y'all. You guys already know how we do it. Holler at your boy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Much love and respect. Peace.